Hi everyone. Today we're going to learn about sketching parabola as part of polynomial topic. So we're going to start it with sketching different form of parabola. Parabola generally have three forms, which is the first one is the turning point form. So the turning point form is y equal a, which is a dilation factor, x minus h. H is the translation left and right, and then plus k. H and k will be the turning point. So turning point is h comma k. You might call turning point at vertex, but they the same meaning. Okay. So if you have H and K is right here as your turning point, if A is positive, then you're going to have a happy face. And if A is negative, then you're going to have a sad face instead. Then the second form that you have is the x-intercept form. So the x-intercept form is y equal a x minus m x minus n. So you can see m and n are the x-intercept. In this one, if we have m here and then we have n here, then we're going to cut at these x-intercept like that. Okay. So this is part for a positive. And if a negative, then it's just upside down. All right. Now, to find the turning point for um, the if you know the two x-intercept, you could just do m plus n divided by 2, which is the middle point between those two x-intercepts. So m plus n divided by 2 will be your x-intercept here. Okay, we do an example later and you see the third form is the general form. So the general form is y equal ax squared plus bx plus c. So with this form, again, if you have a positive, then the shape will be like this. Now, to determine the turning point, the x turning point here, you actually use the formula xt(b) equal negative b over 2a. We call that axis of symmetry, which is right here. This is negative b over 2a. And then we can substitute x back in, we can find the y value. All right. Now we're going to do an example for each case. Now, if we look at this one here, sketch the graph of this. So we can see this is in the turning point form, y equal a x minus h squared plus k. So our first step is we're going to see the turning point. So turning point is 1, 3. And so we have 1 here, 3 here. And because the A is positive, number 2 is positive, so we know it look like that. Okay, so what we got to do is just find the y-intercept, and to find the y-intercept, we let x equal 0. So we have y equal to 0 minus 1 squared plus 3. 0 minus 1 is negative 1 squared is just 1 times 2 is 2 plus 3 y equal 5. So we're going to label the y-intercept here as 0, 5. Here is another example, but this is in general form, as you can see, ax squared plus bx plus c. So with this form, our first step is we're going to find the turning point first, okay? Or if you can factorize, that's probably easy as well. So in this one, I can factorize, can I? So two number times together equal 3, add together -4, which is -1 and -3. So I can rewrite x minus 1, x minus 3. So I convert from general to factorized form. So I know that my shape, so 1 and 3, the x-intercept, and I know that my shape will look like this. Okay. Now, if you know the x-intercept, you can find the turning point here, which is 1 plus 3 divided by 2, which is 2. So you know 2 is in the middle. So TP is 2 comma something. So what we do, we substitute 2 back into either base equation, we can find y. So we have y equal 2 minus 1 times 2 minus 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 times negative 3, negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. So we know that the turning point here is 2, negative 1. Okay. Now, the last step, we find the y-intercept. We let x equal 0. So we substitute 0 in here. 0 minus 1 times 0 minus 3, which gives you positive 3. There you go. So you have the whole shape. Sometimes you might not able to factorize easily like this. So you can see this one here. If I try to factorize, I can see two numbers times together. -2 times -7 is positive 14. Two numbers times together equal positive 14, but add together equal 12, which is impossible to find a whole number, right? So in this case, what you got to do is you can find the turning point first. So XTB is negative B over 2A. And A is -2, B is 12, and C negative 7. So negative B will be negative 12 over 2 times A is -2. So 2 times -2 is -4. -12 divided by -4 is 3. So I know that my turning point is 3, comma something. Okay. Now I substitute 3 back in. I find the y value. So to find the y value, I have y equal -2 times substitute 3 in. So 3 squared plus 12 times 3 minus 7. So -2, 3 squared give me 9. 12 times 3 is 36 minus 7. -2 times 9 is -18 plus 36 minus 7, which is, this is positive 18 minus 7. That gives me 11. So I know that my turning point is 3, 11. Okay. Then after I do that, my next step is I'm going to find the x and the y-intercept. But so far, let's imagine how the shape look like. So think about I have 3 and I have 11 here as my turning point. And because I negative, so I know that it's going like this. So I cut the x and the y-axis. Okay. All right. Now let's find the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, let x equal 0. So if you sub 0 in here, you get y equal -7. So my y-intercept is 0, -7, right? Now step 3, if I find the x-intercept, I let y equal 0. So to let y equal 0, I have -2x squared plus 12x minus 7 equals 0. So as we said earlier, we're not able to factorize this, so we're going to use a quadratic formula. But before we do that, see the -2 here? We're going to times everything by -1, so we to get rid of the negative. Okay, does it look nice? If we just have that in the front. So we times this by -1 become 2x squared, positive become -12x, -7 become +7, 0 times negative becomes 0. Okay, we deal with that. So the formula is -b plus minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we have negative b is negative 12 is positive 12 plus minus b squared is -12 squared minus 4 times 2 times 7 over 2 times 2. So -12 squared is 144. So this gives you 144. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. And then you minus them in between. So 144 minus 56, that will give you 88. So you will have 12 plus minus root 88 okay, over 4. Now you can simplify root IDI by breaking up further. IDI can be 4 and 22, right? So you can break root IDI is root 4 times root 22. Yep. And root of 4 equal 2, so 2 root 22. So we can write that as 2 root 22 over 4. And then 12 divided by 4 is 3, plus minus 2 and 4. You can make it as 1 and 2 here. So I have root 22 over 2. So that will be your um, x-intercept. Okay. Now you can put them together. So you have the turning point is 3 and 11. So I have 3 and 11. That's my turning point here. My y-intercept is 0, -7 here. And so I know that my shape will look like this. With I have the x here. The x, that's the x-intercept here, and the other x-intercept here. So I label 0, -7. And this one I label 3 plus root 22 over 2, comma 0. And the other one is 3 minus root 22 over 2, comma 0. All right. Now we're going to do the last example, which in this case, we're going to learn to sketch in factorized form. Let me just wrap this out. So we talk about to sketch in factorized form, or we do it to find the x-intercept here. So here we have x equal -3, one of the x-intercept. If we let phi minus 2x equal 0, we have phi equal to x equal phi over 2. So we have two x-intercept as x equal phi over 2 and -3. Okay. The 2 is positive, but you look at there's a negative in front of x here. That's make a negative graph. So if we look, it's going to go like this. So we know that it will look like that, right? So it's upside down. So we're going to find the turning point and the y-intercept. Okay. So to find the turning point, we take the average between -3 and 2. So x equal to take the average, we do m plus n divided by 2. M and n are the two x-intercept. So -3 plus pi over 2 divided by 2. Okay, or you can use 5 over 2 as 2.5 if you want to. Let me maybe I change that 5 over 2. I'm going to keep it as 2.5. -3 plus 2.5 -0.5 divided by 2 is -0.25. So I know that this here is -0.25 here as my my F turning point. Then I substitute next 0.25 and I can find the y. So y equal to 5 minus 2 times -0.25 and -0.25 plus 3, right? So what I have here is -2 times 0.25 is 0.5. 5 plus 0.5 is 5.5 times 2. Negative 0.25 times 3 is 2.75. Okay. 2 times 5.5, that gives me 11. And 11 times 2.75, that will give me 2. So we have 2 and 5, we have 2 here. That's become, so 30.25. So we know that the y value here will be 30.25. Okay. Then I find the y value. So to find the y value, I just make x equals 0 here. So if I do let x equal 0, y equal 2, 5 minus 2 times 0, 0 plus 3. So 2 times 5 times 3, that gives me 30. So I'm going to label that as 0, 30.